Hello students, I am Ravikant Srivastava, mentor at the classroom. Today I am going to tell you how a bank reconciliation statement is prepared. Before that, let me introduce you to the cash book and the passbook. Cash book is maintained by the business entity, as we can see the format over here, and this is the passbook. This is how the bank maintains the same account with them. Here we are considering this is our bank account actually maintained by the business entity. This cash book is our bank column. This is our bank column actually. So this is a bank account maintained by the business entity. The the same transactions are recorded by the bank in this book. This book is called passbook. So whatever amount we receive, the checks and amount and all we receive, we record it in the cash book in the bank column on the debit side. Similarly, when these are presented to the bank for collection, for clearing, the bank credits this amount over here in the deposit side. Whenever we issue a check, we make payments, we write the make entries over here on the credit side of the bank account. What the bank does for that? For that, the bank withdraws this amount from our account. Once these checks are presented by the person who has received this check from us, he'll go to the bank and he will, as a result, what will happen? The bank will debit this amount. So the similar amount will be withdrawn from our account. So what did we learn? Whatever we receive over here gets deposited into our account, and whatever we pay by way of a check, the amount gets withdrawn from our account in the passbook. So a debit entry in the cash book bank column is matched by a credit entry on the deposit side in the passbook over here. Similarly, a credit entry in the cash book bank column for payments is matched by a withdrawal on the debit side of the passbook. So at any point of time, both these book balances must match, because whatever transaction we make over here, we record it here in the cash book. The same transaction is recorded by the passbook. Only the thing is, the balance will be on the opposite sides. If we have a debit, they will have a credit, but the amount will have to be same. But practically, this is not possible because of some instances which I will tell you. Like suppose we have received the check, but due to some reason or other, we go and deposit in the bank at a later date, not on the same day, then obviously there will be no credit in our account on that day. So on that day, if we go to reconcile, if we go to tally the cash book bank column with the passbook, the amounts won't tally because the bank has not yet credited that amount into our account. Similarly, we may make some payments, we may issue checks, but the check has not been presented by the customer, by the supplier into our bank account. So the bank has not withdrawn the amount from our account. So as a result, in the cash book there will be a credit entry for the payment, but in the passbook there will be no debit entry, corresponding same debit entry in the passbook. So both the accounts at any particular point of time will not match. Similarly, the bank may credit our account with interest or debit our account with bank charges. We are not aware about that, so we have not made that entry in the cash book. As a result, the passbook and the cash book bank column won't show a similar balance. So these are the practical difficulties, the time lag, because of which these two account balances do not match. Having learnt that these two books should match, but practically they do not match, now I'll tell you why there's a need to match, why there's a need to rather reconcile these two books. Because at the end of the accounting year in particular, the auditors the statutory auditors or the government or any other agency would like to check the balances given in the balance sheet. Okay, so when they go for checking the bank account, they will ask for the passbook for verifying the veracity of the figures shown in the balance sheet. Okay, normally we know that auditors look for all the details. They want the supportings to match the amounts that we have recorded in our books. So in the case of bank balance, they would like to check with the passbook balance. And at that point, if both the balances are not matching, they might ask us for the reason for the same. So what do? We prepare a reconciliation statement in advance. We prepare a reconciliation statement in advance explaining the reasons why these two books are not matching. So we draw up a reconciliation statement. This reconciliation statement explains the reasons for the disagreement between the cash book, bank column and the passbook. So having said this, let us look at a short illustration over here, and then I'll be solving this so that you understand finally what I explained to you just now. On 30th June 2014, it's better to draw a small cash book and passbook on top for explaining the thing to diagrammatically, and thereafter we have a format like this. Bankers reconciliation statement as on is prepared on a particular date as at 30th June 2014, and this is how the format looks like. We have to write down the balance as per cash book or passbook, whatever is given to us, and then we make some adjustments and arrive at the other book balance. Right? This is the format. So let me read the question. On 30th June. So what I do on 30th June 2014, the bank balance as per Sanjay Yadav's cash book was rupees 1500. On comparing with the passbook, the following information was received. Now see, the reasons are given over here. The information given to us just explains to us what are the reasons due to which the two books did not match. So let me begin with the sum. They have given us the bank balance as per cash book. So I'll draw an arrow over here like this. This arrow is pointing towards the passbook. This is here to indicate that we are trying to reconcile the cash book balance with the passbook balance. Okay, we write the date on which we are reconciling. Date is very important over here. The date is 30th June. We write here 30th June 2014. Fine. This is the date on which we have taken up both the books, the passbook in one hand and cash book bank column in the other hand, and we are trying to tally. The cash book is showing a balance of 1500 in the books. So we write over here balance as per cash book 1500. I have already written over here. And let us take one thing. Let us take an arbitrary figure over here. See, 10,000. To show that cash book is having a debit balance, and a similar 10,000 over here to show that passbook is showing a credit balance. We know that this is our receipt side of cash book. This is the payment. This is the withdrawal side, and this is the deposit side. Fine. So now let me read the transaction one by one. Check amounting to 7290 were issued on 20th June, of which one check for rupees 1300 was presented in the bank for payment on 4th July. It means out of checks worth rupees 7290, 1300 was presented in the bank on 4th July. It means the rest were banked on time. The rest were banked on time. So we need to reconcile for only those amounts for which the difference has arisen. 1300 check worth rupees 1300 was not presented on time, because of which there has been a disagreement. So when the checks have been issued, they were written over here 1300, which did not get withdrawn from our account. So we put a tick mark over here on the payment side and write 1300, the cause for difference. Now see, as a result of this, what happened? The cash book balance decreased. Now look, cash book is a debit balance. The debit side is heavier. when we are writing on the credit side, the balance reduces. And if we write something on the debit side, the cash book balance increases. The reason is obvious. Now over here, we have recorded on the credit side. So the cash book balance has reduced. Now look at the arrowhead. We want to reach the passbook balance. We want to reconcile with the passbook balance. So we will look at the passbook balance. Like suppose this is the cash book and this is the passbook. Now passbook balance is over here. I can see cash book balance has reduced. So in order to reach the passbook, we need to rise up. We need to add. We need to add to the balance to reach the passbook balance. So we need to add this 1300 to the cash book balance to arrive at the passbook. Okay. So I'll write over here, add checks issued but not presented. The amount is 1300. Fine. Next entry is checks deposited to the bank for rupees 10,000, but of these checks 4,000 were cleared and credited in July. It means 4,000 were credited in July. It means this 4,000 was not cleared on time. So because of this, there has been a difference. Now, the moment I receive a check, I have entered over here 4,000 on the receipt side of the cash book. But there has been no entry in the passbook on 30th of June because it has been banked on in July. So as a result of this, we need to check. Wherever we record, we need to check what has happened. What has happened to the balance. When we have entered in the debit side of the cash book balance has increased. We want to reach the passbook. So we need to come down to reach the passbook. So we subtract. So we need to subtract from the cash book balance to reach the passbook balance. So here we write less checks deposited but not cleared. The amount is 4,000. Fine. Next transaction is interest and dividend on investments rupees 580 collected by the bank and credited to his account, but he did not have any information for this. Interest and dividend on investments were worth rupees 580 were collected by the bank. The moment bank collected it, the bank must have returned this amount, deposited this amount in our account. So the bank has credited our account with rupees 580. But we have not received any information, so no entry in the cash book. Actually, the reason for disagreement is only because one book has recorded, the other has not recorded. So wherever there has been a record, just check what has happened to the balance there. Having known this, just look at the other book balance and we will understand whether we have to add or subtract to the given book balance. Now in this case, when bank has recorded on the credit side, the passbook balance has increased. The balance is on the credit. We have recorded 580 on the credit. The bank passbook has increased. Now we are given the cash book balance. Passbook has increased. We are given the cash book balance. We want to reach the passbook balance. So we need to rise up. So we add to the cash book balance to reach the passbook. So here we will write in the add column. Interest and dividend on investment credited by bank, not informed to us. The amount is 580. Life insurance premium of 750 paid by the bank according to the standing orders. It means the bank has withdrawn our account from our account rupees 750. Obviously, we are not aware about that. So there has been no entry in the cash book. As a result of this 750 entered on the withdrawal side, the passbook balance has reduced. Passbook balance has reduced. We are here. We have the cash book with us. We have been given the cash book balance and we want to reach the passbook. Here in this case, the passbook has gone down. So we will also go down. We will subtract from the cash book balance to reach the passbook balance. So we write on the less side. Less life insurance premium paid, insurance premium paid as per standing order by bank. Not recorded in cash book. Not recorded in cash book. The amount is 750. And the last one is bank charges rupees 25 not recorded in the cash book. It means the bank has debited our account with the bank charges. The bank will deduct the charges from our account, so it will withdraw. So it has entered on the debit side. 25 rupees the bank has debited. As a result of this, the passbook is reduced. We can see that the bank charges are entered on the debit side, the passbook balance is reduced. Now, passbook balance is reduced. We have been given the cash book balance, which is now higher. We want to reconcile with the passbook, so we will come down. So we will reduce 25 to reach the passbook balance. So again we will write on the minus side. We will deduct this. Bank charges debited by bank, not recorded in cash book. It is 25 rupees. Now we will, having dealt with all the transactions, let us now check the balance. 13 and 580, it is 1880. 1500 and 1880 comes to how much? 3380. 3380. And then we will subtract 4775. The total of this is 4775. It is a negative figure, 1395. 1395. 1395. It is a negative figure. While doing sums of a favorable balance, if we get a negative figure, it means the other book is showing an overdraft balance. So we will write over here balance as per cash book. Normally cash book shows a debit, but we will be writing a debit. This is called overdraft balance. If we get a negative figure, it means this is an overdraft. So we got the balance as per passbook. It is 1395. By looking at this, what do we understand? That the cash book is showing rupees 1500 and the passbook is showing a balance of 1395. And the reason for the disagreement between the two books is listed over here in the statement itself. This is called bank reconciliation statement. Thank you.